Good morning and welcome to another revision video from High Tunstall College of Science, focusing on AQA GCSE PE. Today we are going to be looking at the structure of a synovial joint, the different types of joint and the different movement types as well. So start with the structure of a synovial joint. Firstly, we need to know the different components that make up a joint. For a visual purpose for yourself, if you imagine the knee joint, the hinge joint of the knee, that'll help you to visualize all these different parts. So the first bit is our synovial membrane. Now the synovial membrane is responsible for the maintenance and production of synovial fluid, which also helps to lubricate the joint, preventing friction and stiffness as well. Moving on to the joint capsule, which provides a secure overall structure to that particular joint. Then we've got the bursa, which is a small pocket of air. It's almost like egg white in consistency, and it's to protect the areas around the tendons and the cartilage as well. The cartilage is a shock absorber. It's fibrous tissue on the ends of the bones to prevent friction and the bones rubbing together. And the ligaments within a joint attach bone to bone. So you hear all these kind of stories of people injuring knee ligaments. It's the strong straps that basically go around the outside of that knee joint, and by overextending or twisting, that can sometimes injure those ligaments. Now, for AQA GCSE PE, you need to know the main two types of joint in the limbs. So we are looking at hinge joints and ball and socket joints. Hinge joint, easiest to remember, are the elbow and the knee, and your ball and socket joints are your shoulder and your hip. So those are the main two you need to remember. Now moving on, we need to look at some different movement types that are involved as well. So at the hinge joint, you can flex and extend. So the shortening of a limb and the lengthening of a limb. In addition, we've got abduction and adduction. At the shoulder, you can abduct by moving a limb away, and you can adduct by moving a limb back to the central line of the body. You can also rotate, so a shoulder can provide some rotation as well. And then at the ankle, you've got something called plantarflexion and dorsiflexion. Plantarflexion is when you point your toes, and dorsiflexion is when you curl your toes back up. So for the examination, you need to think about different movements from sport that look at the different movement types. So you may say when kicking a football, for example, this involves flexion and extension at the knee. It might be when doing a straddle on the trampoline that this involves abduction at the shoulder and the hip, which are ball and socket joints. So try and make those links between the different movement types and the different joint types, etc. Okay, hopefully this has been a help. That was joint, movement types and the structure of a joint. Goodbye.